Hey everybody, it's me, James Quo. Welcome to the conclusion of Mononoke Drawing Week. Thanks to everybody who has shown up for this stream, and extra thanks to anyone who's been here for, my god, all the streams. Um, why don't we go right over to the drawing board? Let's see. So this is the reason we're all here. It's for the Princess Mononoke fan dub assembled by Sophia Foster Dimino. I'm going to type the little Mononoke information into the chat. Oh no, no, okay. So that premieres tonight at 8, and we're going to stream kind of up until then, and then I'll go over there together. And let's see. Let's take away this poster for now. I've started these by kind of showing how the week has gone. Like we did a couple of warm-up streams before the official week when we didn't yet know the premiere date. So I think last week we had done Gonza and Chico sort of as like a stealth promotion. Like I couldn't say too much about the project, but now we're just saying everything we can about it. So they were a lot of fun. And then Mononoke Drawing Week kicked off properly with Kaya and Nago and the Amishi village girls. And they're turning to fight this terrible boar demon who has like a fair complaint. So after that was we did Ashtaka and Yakul, voiced by Cool Dog Mikizakili. Oh, Johnson R. Cool has entered the chat. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I think it's going to be a fun time. So we drew this one Tuesday, and they're just having... This scene happens like near the beginning. They are stopping on their way out of the Mishi village, and he's just giving Yakul a little snack. And then, this was from yesterday. My god, so much streaming. Oh, thank you, Johnson. We drew Lady Eboshi and the Shishigami as they decide who's going to K-word who. And then down here, thanks for those Quodamas, Paul. Yeah, in the world of Mononoke, the presence of Kodamas mean a healthy forest. Here, the presence of Quodamas mean a healthy stream. I think over in my Discord, Gal started a tag yourself as a Kodama, and she picked this little rascal. So, I don't know. I think, which one did I pick? I picked myself as this little scamp here, peeking out from behind the cloak. Oh, R.I.P. Well, I wonder, I feel like maybe you could make a DIY Kodama with some like white Sculpey, or I don't know what. Anyway, that kind of brings me to like a fun activity for this stream, which is I'm just gonna get my keyboard out of the camera there. Like this week, it's just been me drawing, but on this culmination of the week, everyone watching, you're all invited to post your own Mononoke drawing on the Discord. We have an artworks tab. If you did a voice for the movie, maybe you could draw an interpretation of your character. And if people post those, we can call those up later in the stream and all look at them together on here. So let's see, anything else? I think that's all the housekeeping. We went over the week, we talked about the big premiere tonight, so let's get down to the business of today. We are going to be drawing... you could use it as an excuse just to go to Tokyo just to get a Kodama figure. That sounds perfect. So today we are drawing a picture of the Wolf Princess San. And I think the scene we're going to look at is towards the climax of the movie, where she is kind of grouping up with Moro and the two wolf cubs. and they're about to ride into the final battle against Irontown. Okay, that's not actually San. That is Kiba from Naruto Shippuden, who bears a startling resemblance in the large canine riding and also red triangle on cheek having. So that's just there as a joke, and I think the joke has run its course. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's see. So I have my 11 by 14 sheet of vellum Bristol, and usually the first hour is going to be pencil drawing. So I try not to like work out too much ahead of the stream, just because I think the most interesting part for me being on, and maybe the interesting part for you guys, is just seeing it put together. But I do need to, for my own sanity, get out my inking brush and get going with ink by 6 o'clock after the first hour, because it always takes longer than I think it will. And if I have extra time, I can always add more tree branches, more leaves, more kodama. So I think since San probably has the second most number of scenes in the movie, I don't know, is she tied with Eboshi or ahead? I'm doing the scene, yeah, where she's grouping up with Moro and the wolf cubs, and I think Ashitaka has just given the crystal necklace from his betrothed at Amishi Village, Kaya. Hey, dear Rogers, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you've made it to, I think you've made it to all of these Mononoke Week streams, so I really appreciate whatever capacity you can hang out with. Let's see. I think, so this scene is, I'm trying to find it in my movie file, which I could have done before, but I did not. Like, Ashitaka gives the crystal dagger necklace to one of the wolves to give to San, and maybe this is how I'm going to show it, like right there. That's a very funny looking wolf right now. Usually, like right now, things always start out in very like broad strokes, and then as I can spend more time on the picture, they get more refined. So hopefully, that will look something more like a wolf later on. Oh, now that people are showing up in the chat, I did add a new sound alert. Like I had a bunch from the Akira fandub that I had some lines in from last year. Not sure how to fit Moro in here, but I did add one. I thought it was too early to add any of my Mononoke lines, but since it premieres tonight, I think it's like okay that I added this. But one of my lines was from a samurai saying, "Who goes there?" Except in the movie, I don't say it like that. I say it like, here we go. Who goes there, indeed. So that could be like a fun thing that I could play when people show up in the chat. I don't know if everyone's going to enjoy being welcomed by a gruff samurai shout, so we'll have to workshop that a little bit. Let's see. Right now, I'm running into some trouble. People ask about how I'm able to talk on stream, and the answer is there's always just like some problem to solve, or just some like ongoing checklist of like things that I need to add, and then like each new element kind of branches out into all these other things I need to add. So let me see. I may have already painted myself into a corner, or graphite drawn myself into a corner, because I've got San, I've got Wolf Cub 1, Wolf Cub 2, but like where can Moro fit in this composition? So I might just have to like shrink all this down here and then try to fit Moro in up at the top. I think I got a lot better at this. Like this would be very simple in digital because you could just lasso things and resize them. But since this Wolf Cub took 3 seconds to draw. I don't have like a lot of preciousness about just taking this down and moving them where they need to go. Okay, so let me see. Why don't I put in Moro first, or let me think. Her head could be. She could like take up this top third up here, kind of like a loose drawing. Here. And then her big scary mouth. And then let's see. You know what? Now that this is here, it's not really a big problem if I were to overlap it with. I could just move San back from where I had her. Like when I erased, I didn't kind of wipe everything out to 0. Like there's like still a ghost of what I had drawn before, so it's pretty simple to just like transpose it over an inch or 2. And I think at this point, she has a lot of costume changes. So I'm going to draw her sort of half mask on top of her head. I assume it's the same one that she was wearing. Oh god, am I crashing? No, we're good. I assume it's the same one she was wearing at the raid to Irontown. And then she it deflected a bullet, but like shattered a little. And now she kind of it only covers the top half of her face. She's wearing that. Just checking my reference so that I have everything correct. Okay. All right, so I have the scene, and she has a headband, she has the half mask, she has earrings, she has her 3-part necklace. So she's got just like all her stuff on for this. Hey, AP Hospital. Nice to see you. I'm so psyched for the premiere tonight. How's it going with you? Let's see. And then, oh, she also has her like fur coat kind of draped over her shoulders at this part. And I think she'll be holding a spear. Maybe that could point like that. Let's see. I do kind of like where these two good boys are down here. So let me see. I feel like if I arrive at a good solution, I should go with it and not try to redo this too many times. Like, here she is kind of straddling the wolf. And let's see. Here's like that. I don't know. I might, depending on what's happening over here, this arm might change. Because if this wolf is handing her the necklace, she should be reaching for it. And also, her gaze would be more that way. That does not look too much like her, but it's just like letting me know. It's kind of a placeholder right now, but I could make a better placeholder than that. Let's see. Let me. Hey, Halofia. A woo to you too. Before we get any further in the stream, I just want to double check that my draw cam is in focus as much as it can be. And it's much easier on. Let's look at these ink lines. Let me just check, because this could probably be better. Nope, I think that's usually where I have the focus. We're good. Okay. I was just second guessing because it was a little bit off yesterday and we fixed it a little ways in. Yeah, I know my chatbot is going to periodically add these, but I'm just going to type in okay, and I'm going to type in Discord. Because for this final Mononoke Week stream, everyone watching is invited to put their own Mononoke artworks into the Discord, and we can look at them on here. We did look at Sophia. We did look at your beautiful poster at the top of the stream. Kind of had that like in the middle here, just to remind everyone of the purpose. Yeah, and if, like, say, if people wanted to draw the character they voiced, or really anyone, it could be Sun, it could be a wolf. I could pull those up, and we'll look at them all together later. This doesn't just have to be the me show. Okay, so maybe she's reaching with both hands. Then what is holding up this? If you're the pilot, who's flying the plane? Like, who's holding the spear? So I gotta take this out. And she could have that slung on her back. Okay. Let me see. Oh, that could be very nice. Yeah, I remember how amazing the Akira premiere was last summer. And I mean, I haven't seen the final cut, but I'm pretty excited that this one might be even better because of all the music everyone did. And then she has bangs that go apart like that. Gotta make sure, let's see. I feel like this drawing of a wolf is so funny. I think this might be the first, second, and third time I've drawn a wolf, so I'm gonna do my best. I feel like their eyes are on their front, like predators. A lot of this I'm kind of drawing from like a deep childhood memory of the Samoyed that I grew up with. During some of the close-up shots of the wolves, I like have a strong like sense memory of just like having a Samoyed like nosing me and like licking my face, but that's my own business that I'm choosing to bring out. Oh, it's better. Okay, I believe you. Yeah, that sounds like a whole other production after the current production. Let's see. And then I think the rest of this I can fill in with like greenery. Not sure. I just want to rework this Moro a little bit. Maybe we only see one of her eyes. Because I feel like she's several times larger than the pups. One script question I had for Sophia is, how did you figure out which lines went for Wolf Cub 1 and which lines were Wolf Cub 2? Because watching the movie, I would have no way of telling them apart. But are they pretty distinct in their personalities? Oh, good. I feel like the way I had her reacting here was too neutral, and I feel like I remember the moment where she receives the necklace. She's like much more excited about it. I mean, she's definitely like into jewelry. Like she's got these like statement earrings on, and like this gigantic necklace. Let's see. And then her mask goes like this. Yeah, it seems like Bandcamp for the soundtrack would be like, oh, so, would be kind of a simple solution. I don't know if it's like satisfying for everyone. Let's see. So triangles, one on her forehead. You know, I think I never noticed that one before. I was paying attention to these two. And then, ah, so cute. That's kind of. I need to move. Just need to give her like more cranium. I got to move this whole mask up. So this is sort of like the prototype San face. I'll probably do another pass later with like a smaller guy. But that's good for now. So let me see. Maybe. Oh, this could be like a fun thing. Like instead of having it hanging off of the wolf jaw, maybe he's sort of like flipping up his muzzle, and then the necklace is like this is kind of like a frozen moment where the necklace is like flying between them, and then she catches it, which doesn't exactly happen that way in the movie, but this way I get to isolate the necklace sort of in the center of the picture. Um, oh my god, this wolf is hilarious. Okay. I think it's a good sign if I'm cracking myself up with my own drawing. Okay, let's see. I don't think I'm drawing this mouth line back here, but I don't think it makes sense for where I have this. So one of these has to move. Let me think. There's not much happening down in this kind of quadrant. I think I'm gonna put some like tree branches sort of in the foreground. You know, I bet these could even go all the way close to black when I brush those in. Um, I feel like canonically there's not really Kodama in this scene, but I'm definitely going to have to include a few. Because I feel like everything's made better with a cute mascot. I'll just add some Kodama kind of joining the scene. Oh, I know. Like I think we were all making fun of Ashitaka for giving away his betrothal dagger from Kaya, but he doesn't even hand it to San himself. He's like, "Oh, delivery pup. I'm sure you will bring it over to your wolf sister." As he like hucks it across the stream. I do love that little clip of where Wolf Cub 1 lifts his chin up and just like catches it. Let me just put her like pelvis back a little further so she's like leaning in more. So that also means I have to move these legs. So I think last stream, I got all excited that I could do polls. And then as I tried to make the poll, it kind of wouldn't work, but I'm going to try one right now. What should Ashitaka do at the end? Question mark. Should Ashitaka stay at Irontown? Or return to Amishi Village? Is there a thing where he can never go back? I mean, man, content does not meet guidelines. It's really strict. What do? That's going to be the question. Try again. Okay, so this is only like a 1-minute poll. I think it just doesn't like the word Ashitaka. So you can find this in the chat, and you can vote more than once. So if you really want to stuff the ballot box, if you feel strongly about one answer or the other, you can just spam that button. So right now, Amishi Village is coming back. It's 2-1. I wonder if Donna Hung, the voice of Kaya, is in the chat, hoping for her prince to come back. We're neck and neck. It's tied. I mean, that makes sense because it's a pretty difficult choice. Return to Amishi's pulling ahead. It's fun to call this horse race. And we're down to the end. It's even. It's neck and neck again. And Return to Amishi Village wins. So, I feel like that is a strong choice. Like, what is going on for Ashitaka at Irontown? Does he have a plan? I guess he could help. I mean, he seemed pretty gung-ho about pressing the bellows at the ironworks, so maybe he could take a few shifts doing that just on his own. He's on like a gap year, that's true. He's just getting some experience before he returns. So I'm really pleased that the poll worked, because I was worried that I'd never be able to do that. So I think this Moro might be a little bit impressionistic, but I think I'll get across wolf equality. Wow, okay. The important thing about wolf equality being like giant teeth. Maybe I'll have that go up even more, because there's that incredible clip of her laughing when her mouth opens like all the way back here. This is Moro, and back here we have some trees. This is, let me think. I feel like this picture is coming together. This is such a nonsense wolf. I kind of want to keep it. Like, it's okay if the picture is like a little bit funny. I'm not applying for a job at Studio Ghibli directly. So it's okay if Hayao Miyazaki doesn't approve of this drawing. It'll just be me and Goro Miyazaki, with Hayao not approving of us. Did anybody watch that documentary about his son? It's kind of pretty sad. Like the son was like a architect by trade, and it seems like in this documentary, what I'm getting is he just wants his dad to love him back. And he, being an architect, he designed and built the Ghibli Museum. So basically building this like enormous like monument to your father, hoping that he'll like you. And then that didn't work. And so he goes to work at Studio Ghibli and does what does he do? Tales of Earthsea. Like he's gonna be like, oh well, Dad animates, maybe I should animate, and then that'll work. Um, I personally, I didn't find Tales of Earthsea to my taste. Um, and I think if it were me and I had been staffing at Studio Ghibli for years, and then like his son comes in and gets the directing job, that I'd be like a little mad about that. Anyway, he did another one after that, which I don't think I saw, but so anyway, I think the lesson is don't worry about Dad's approval, especially not Miyazaki himself. Okay, so what am I doing with these eyes? I keep erasing and drawing the same thing. Let me look at my wolf reference again. I really need to go like check the side of a van and oh wait, here we go. Here's some nice shots. I'm kind of like I have the movie file open in VLC in another window, so I'm kind of scanning back and forth for good reference. Okay. Yeah, mine are very silly looking. I could try to... This one's going to stay kind of goofy, but this one is ready to ride into battle. So this could be like the like high-achieving wolf sibling. So its ear wouldn't be up like that. It would be... Because I was having a conflict because I wanted San's hand to be here, but this ear, well, this ear was going to conflict, but if it's being serious, I can put these ears back because it would want to protect them in a fight. Okay. And then I need to figure out how this head, eye, and schnozzle, got to figure out how this puzzle goes together. Because when I was first doing the layout, I was kind of being pretty whatever, but I want to get my construction to be pretty sound, and then that way I can be loose with the ink. I think the eyes look a little tapered at either end, so... Alright, and... Okay, let's see. I think this is pretty alright. And then there's like floof that goes here. Like its actual, I think cheekbone would be like there. Jaw. And so then, yeah, there's plenty of room for floof under here. Let's see. Let's work on... I feel like this torso is ridiculously long. It's just like her rib cage is like here. Stomach. Pelvis would start like here. So let me just move this up. Okay, that's a little more sound. Yeah, this leg down here made no sense. Let me think. I keep like changing things and then there's like ripple effects where other parts of the drawing also have to change so that they make sense together. Like before, this hand was reaching down here when the dagger was here, which would make sense, but now that it's here, I don't think she would reach out that far. Let's bring this back. So let's see. Her other shoulder would connect here. Bring this arm down. I assume she would put her hand directly beneath it. That's what I would do. So in this, it's almost kind of like a recalling a moment in Lapita Castle in the Sky where the Levistone floats down. I'll just make a note of that. Levistone? Question mark? Oh, I think the power of that stone is to help you to find a pair of jeans that fit. The Levi's stone. Okay. All right, joke's over. Let's see. So this Moro is pretty all right. What I need to do is, whenever I have stuff going off the edge of the picture, like Moro, I usually bring in like another sheet, just so I'm not making up the way things connect. So let's just draw the top of Moro's head, and her ear would be here. Her other ear would be here. So I think this is pretty all right. And then the brow comes down. Am I off camera? This works. This works. I think this works. Am I squeezing this nose in too much? Let me just have that go off a little more. I felt like when I first placed the nose, I was like trying to squeeze it within the border, but it's all right. Wolves have long snouts. They go out of frames of pictures sometimes, and that's life. Okay. Oh yeah, have a nice dinner, hello Fia. An honor having the executive producer of the movie come join us for the stream. Maybe I'll shorten this snout a little bit to show. I feel like that would make him look younger. Like longer snout on a mature wolf, short snout on a juvenile wolf. I feel like that works. That works with people too. Like your nose keeps growing through life. So there's the brow coming down. Yeah. I like that shape a lot better. But let's also have him panting. Oh my god. There's so much back and forth during this stage. Like, I try not to just go with the first thing I put in, but, like, within reason, like, rework it into something better. Oh, juvenile wolf. Mm-hmm. See, is San just barefoot? Does she have anything on her feet? Any Mononoke lore masters? Let me just. I can always put some foliage there if I decide to punt that question. But I feel like it's just toes. Some plants down here. And I think, just like for fun, I'm adding in Kodama wherever I can in this picture. So I've got about 15 more minutes before I dip the brush into ink. I think I should get out my smaller pencil and just like make more refined drawings of what I mean to do on here. Also, I have no idea what's happening with her outfit below the neck. So she has like a tank top. What's the rest of her outfit like? God. Okay, and then. Okay, so that sort of gathers together at the narrowest part of the waist and then goes back out. Does she have. And then she has like a skirt. So let's put that on here. Great. I think problem solved. Oh, and then she has, of course, she has these two armbands. I really need to work on... I'm not fully pleased with this face. Like, it's kind of a generic face right now. I wouldn't know that that was San if I just saw that part of the picture. And I want to work out these hands a little bit so I don't have to improvise this too much at the ink stage. Okay. 1 finger, 2, 3. That's too big. Where's my eraser? And 4. Now for... I don't love how these two arms are parallel, so I just want to reposition this, which means moving the hand too. Like, I wish someone was here to like toss me something and I could see how I catch it. Yeah. So this arm could go lower, and then maybe this hand is sort of behind that one? No, that's worse. I think if I just move this back a little bit. Okay. I think my issue with having both these arms like too parallel is that it would look too much... Like having a bunch of parallel lines would make it, I think, remind everyone that it's a drawing, and you might lose some of the illusion that we're trying to create. Let me see. So the skirt is dark. Also, I need to figure out where her... How big is her, like, fur coat? It goes back about, like, mid-back, I think. Okay. So we can just really exaggerate this floof coming out here, and it's sort of covering up this area. So I keep talking about wanting to change this face, so let's just take the dive. So that's gone forever. Let me look at how I would like this to be. Okay. I think overall the size of this head I had made like too big. So I do have to just shrink this down a tiny bit. I'll just bring everything down like 80% of what I had done. So there's the overall head shape. The eye sockets would be here. Her eyebrows are pretty thin, like that. There's like 3 little eyelashes. 3. I feel like I'll add like a little extra... Gotta make sure the gaze is pointed right here. This might be too high up. Yeah, like the way it is now, she's like making eye contact with this good boy. I need to just change this iris. Just have to move that down a little bit. For some reason something looks strange, and I think it's because of the giant chin. I don't know. Also, because I've redrawn this so much, it looks like she has heavy bags under her eyes, which Would be understandable if you've gone through everything the Wolf Princess has. Let me see. What's this? I feel like I need to make the face more like heart-shaped overall, like kind of wider up here, and then taper it more. Okay, well there she looks like a little more shocked. That expression is probably too big. This happened with the Ashtaka stream too. Like, I think I ended up redrawing the face at least like a dozen times before it looked something like it should. Okay. Probably the best one so far, so let's see what happens. Now I have to redraw this mask because it would be floating too far up. I remember I had adjusted that to be higher, and now I'm just going to adjust it back down, and that's how it goes. Let's see. It goes here. She has her forehead necklace. That's too low, because her triangle is like much lower than that. Why don't I, just to increase the involvement in the struggle, I'm just going to bring this camera in a bunch so you guys really see what I'm up to here. I think her triangle is almost like right here, and then her forehead necklace, well, maybe that's all right. Her bangs do they go above her eyebrows or at? They're kind of above, so there's not quite this much fringe. So let's just draw these in. You know, now that I'm putting in all her accessories, it is starting to look a little bit more like her, I think. That ear is not happening. Also, just this jaw is bothering me. Okay. And then and the earrings go on. I assume that these are shells that she has on there. I don't know, I think I keep moving this jawline back and forth. Something is amiss. How does her face work? There's this triangle like that, one on the other side. I think at that angle the hair wouldn't come out the side. Let me think. And then she has her like fur that she wears, which you do see on this side. I can figure this out. Maybe I need to let's just bring these in a little bit. I'm kind of just moving that over by like 1/8 of an inch. Are they too... what's up? They're too high up. Man, I haven't struggled this hard on a stream yet. Move these down a little bit. Okay, I think I'm finding it. There she is. Hey, Leon. Nice to see you. I think Leon and I were both over in Zoetrope's stream a little earlier, watching a little Street Fighter 2 match. Thanks for stopping by. So this part is her fur coat, and I've got about, I think, about 5 more minutes before the brush comes out. I'm going to make the most of it. Work on these eyebrows a little. This earring would not be that far forward because I think her ear would be kind of here on the other side of her head, so that would probably be coming out more like there. I think that's decent for now. Let me just make sure this nose and mouth are what I want. Make that a little smaller. Okay, okay. Alright. Alright. Well, since you might be just arriving, Leon, I've been kind of struggling back and forth with San's face for the last 10 minutes or so. But yeah, here we are. She's astride her wolf sibling. This other wolf is delivering the crystal dagger necklace from Ashitaka. And she's kind of like reaching out to catch it. And then up here is Moro. I'm also going to add in a bunch of Kodama. I feel like I'll just make a little note to myself to add some more guys. Like, a few of them could be riding in this fur. And then her mask is like that. Okay. You know what? I'm going to get like a 3-minute jump on inking, and I'm going to start that now. So here's where we pass this threshold. Like, the picture makes enough sense that we can start really pinning them down. So let's just look at the whole picture. Okay. Let me brush off all these eraser crumbles. Oh, Leon, since you just arrived, I'm going to add this back into the chat. If you wish to post your own Mononoke drawing, we could take a look at it. Let me see. So I need this ruler, which I mean triangle, and to ink in my border. Oh, Leon, are you making some clips? Because I think that would be the first time on the stream, so that's exciting for me. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning on the viewer contributions on this one because part of the reason for doing this stream is just to remember how exciting drawing is. And as ever, I like to show this image of Naoki Urasawa saying, "Please draw more." So that's coming from the both of us. Oh yeah, Gal, your character is the chief ox fellow? If I remember? Like, I'm asking people to draw their own characters they voiced, but I feel like I should really have practiced what I preach, because I did not draw Village Samurai, Asano Samurai 1, or what is the is he Regretful Man that I voiced? Anyway, but that would have had to have been a week or two ago, early on, kind of before the like heavy hitters in the movie show up, because we've been kind of working up to the title character today. Here we go. So all of those are in. Ox Chief, that's the name. Well, I think that I'll give kinder feedback than the art school teacher. Let's see. Here we go. Looking for my brush. Right here. Let's see. That dinging you hear is just me. That teacher was like so capricious. Like, I don't know how they expected their feedback to help any art school students. We're talking about a game that Galuigi was playing on her stream. Sort of an indie game where you do paintings in that world, like in game, and then some sort of AI engine or perhaps a random generator gives you a grade. And usually it's like scandalous what you get sometimes, considering the effort you put in. Okay. So I just got to get accustomed to using this. Like, it's very like finicky to use. I'm just trying to draw some parallel lines with different widths and different curves. And pretty soon, once I do this for another few seconds. Oh, thank you for the ink encouragement. Yeah, I think I might, like, there was kind of a ulterior motive to me adding these kodama in, because I know that I could ink those first and just find my way into the picture, because it's very difficult to draw them wrong. So I think I'm sufficiently warmed up to go to the drawing. And let's just start. I'm going to move the camera back in, because right now it's zoomed all the way out, so we could see the composition. Let's bring it in for greater immersion. I don't know, how is it for you guys to watch like hands on screen drawing something? Does it get the like mirror neurons going and feel like you want to draw something? Like I know on Mickey Stream when you redeem like pet bread the dog or feed bread the dog a treat, and then you look on Breadcam and you can like see Mickey petting bread or feeding bread. I'm like, oh my god, it's like I'm petting bread. Like if I feel like if I'm doing a good job on the stream, like hopefully you're getting involved in what's happening on the drawing board. I wonder if Spider Babby will join us today. I assume that she's pretty busy. I did get to see her. Oh, dear Rogers. Oh, I did find that encouraging. Wow. I mean, we made some pretty tasty leaf puns yesterday, but I think we've gone to a new level. Okay. Oh, great. I'm really happy to hear that, Paul. Here's a little guy just like riding on top of San's head. Oh my god. I mean, a second ago I was talking about like getting involved with drawing, and for me it's also like it's kind of just like making me happy to draw these Kodama because they're just like such simple little guys. Let's see. Let's have one sitting on her lap right here. That's really cute. Okay, Dhiraj, take a break. Hope to see you back. Oh, I feel like I should, as an Easter egg, also add the Kodama with the absolute ass into this picture. I'm glad that they made a cameo in the last one. See if I can find that. I think if you weren't here for yesterday's stream, we did sneak the ass Kodama right there. Though this one has like a cute little butt too. Okay. There's going to be a certain point where I don't want to procrastinate by drawing Kodama, because eventually I will need to draw the main parts of the image. Here, I'll draw the Kodama with the absolute ass up here standing on Moro's head. And this time he's sort of like coyly looking back. Okay. Um, so I'm going to grant myself 2 more Kodama, and then I'll have to start drawing wolves, necklaces, princesses, trees. Okay. I'm gonna draw a Kodama here. Oh yeah, Leon, I just peeked over to Discord and I saw it over there. Yeah, we can only aspire to have the kind of back porch that a Kodama has. I said I'd do one here, I think. I'm going to try to enjoy this one because it's the last Kodama I'll get to draw for a little while. I'm only drawing part of him because I think he's kind of koala hugging onto a tree, and I'm not going to draw the tree yet. But now I'm feeling pretty good. Let's move in and start drawing some wolves, or maybe wolf princesses. See which thing I'm drawn to. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do sun. I'm just going to go in and do this difficult part first, so that way I won't leave it to the end and have to do it in a rush. So I'm going to work my way down from the top of the mask to the bottom. And then there's this kind of like soft V shape. Oh, see which thing I'm drawn to. I feel like this mask always kind of reminded me of that N64 Zelda game, which I feel like came out around the same time. Like that little like skull kid in Majora's Mask. Always kind of resembled that. But I could never get very far in that game because the like countdown mechanic was too stressful. Like the open world of Zelda seemed to get a lot less open under that time constraint. Let's see. It was Gao. I'm not sure why in the pencil she appears to have like a big cleft chin, but that is not going to be transferred to ink. I assume it was to like find the center line of her face to help line up all the features symmetrically. Do I play Zelda games? I have played. I don't currently play Zelda games, but I have played most of them, up to and including Breath of the Wild. I kind of like bought a Nintendo Switch just to play that, and then after I finished it a few times, I think I sold the system. Um, Not to cast any aspersions at that fine system. Like right now, I know I'm missing out on Animal Crossing. It's probably just as well. Because I feel like anytime that I have time, I'm trying to invest it into drawing skills. And even though I would love to play every 70, 80 hour JRPG, I think of like all the 3 hour stream drawings I could have done, or, off stream drawings I could have done in that time. I am very partial to Wind Waker Zelda, the GameCube installment. And maybe the NES original. I think those are my top two in no order. I think for all the for as much as I was sweating about this face, it turned out pretty all right. Like I'm not mad at what I've drawn here. Oh, thank you, Johnson. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a breath now that I've gotten through the most difficult part. Like I feel like everything else is more forgiving, but like when people first look at the image, that this is where they'll go to first. I'm just gonna stretch it out for a second. Oh, the chasing pigs is so cute. I mean, I feel like there's plenty to do on that first island to keep you occupied. Like you can go visit the old man and practice your swordplay, and visit your grandmother and see what's cooking on the stove. There's that hilarious child who follows you around and has the giant like glob of snot coming down. Okay. So, now that I'm kind of fired up, I'm going to do the other hardest part, which is this arm and hand. Maybe I'll do the hands first and then just pull them back. So let me get some ink back on my brush. I just periodically have to clean this out so the ink doesn't harden forever. Oh, Zoetrope's in the chat. Oh yeah, we've got Yeah, the countdown is going. It's almost time. So I'd really better kind of get this into high gear. I feel like once Mickey goes live, we're just going to raid over there no matter what is happening on this paper. So that means I'd like this to be pretty complete. Okay. That finger isn't quite right. Like the wrong side was curved and the wrong side was flat. See if I can repair that a little bit. This penciled in hand is too vague. I need to find that quickly. So the hollow of the palm is here. Thumb would be here, right? And is it the same size as that hand? Where's my eraser? Well, Paul, do you want to take a nap now? Just like shut your eyes for an hour and then make sure that you don't miss the fan dub. Because this VOD will be here. And that's good enough. Let me ink that in. Are you doing a drawing, Paul? That's great. Man. Who knew hands were so hard to draw? Like on second thought, maybe she just has them on top of her wolf brother and they're like hidden deep into the fur and we can't see them. But I feel like I can't start running away from difficult parts of the drawing like that. All right, we did it. That's good enough for now. Wait, Gal, you fell asleep during a stream. Was it one you were watching or one you were streaming? Let me just check what this necklace looks. Okay, so it is significantly smaller than I'm drawing it. I'm okay. Yeah, I feel like I need to shrink this thing down. Where's my pencil? Because it's really only like that big. Or smaller. I think I need to make it big enough to read on this image. So it is a little bit exaggerated. Oh, that does sound like it would be really funny. I admit that I was a little concerned about a potential uh, gal collapse from overwork after all the like song and dance redemptions during one of your recent streams. I feel like a bunch of dances came in a row, but I'm glad you're still here with us. So, this is exactly um, why I was practicing these lines, because now I have to draw this like leather strand and just do these parallel lines with the brush and keep like the width pretty consistent. So even though I think no one will notice it during the finished picture, this is like one of the more challenging things to do from my end. I'm just trying to like overlap this a couple times. All right. So there it is. This playful pup is like flipping the necklace out of its mouth into the awaiting hands of Princess San Mononoke. Good. Does she have bracelets or anything? I don't see any. She just has these armbands up here. Oh, yeah, I don't know if anybody else in chat saw this, but there was like a temporary minor beef with me and Gal, because I was talking to my friend Gerd Vanderhoops from high school, and I was trying to hype up Gal's channel, and I was like, oh man, she does these like one woman musical medleys, like she did this one woman Cats, but I think when Gal was watching on the train, the signal didn't come through clearly, maybe, and maybe there was a misunderstanding about that I was going to do a one woman Cats, but reader, I cannot. Let's see. So this is her. I assume that these are teeth. Are these wolf teeth on her necklace? Oh, I've also never seen the musical Cats outside of Gal's rendition and a couple of YouTube clips that she showed. Um, so I am going to have to pass on an impromptu song and dance. Let's see, what? I know she has to have her spear with her because I drew this Kodama hanging onto it. What does it look like? Before I totally make this up. Okay, it's sort of like an elongated diamond shape. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. So the point is fine, but this sort of comes down and then it tapers back, and there's two kind of designs on here like that. And then a little piece here. Okay. I think after, you know what? I'm just debating whether to do wolves or the rest of San. And while I'm in San mode, I think I should just finish everything over here. But you know, I might do this wolf head because this is in front of her leg. Let's do spear, wolf, San, wolf, and then Moro. Okay, that's kind of my plan for now. I wonder if, after seeing the fan dub tonight, will anybody present be able to go back to watching the original voices? Because I know since last summer, I've only watched the fan dub Akira, and it's kind of just become the real version of that movie to me. I feel like I'm not quite getting the texture of this wolf pellet right. Like these lines are a little too short and curved, but like I feel like wolf hair would be like longer and stiffer. Like this would be like, I was basically imagining like a sheepskin when I was drawing this, so I do have to like do something. Just make these like a little longer and spikier. I mean, I suppose like a wolf would have different length fur on its body. Like it would have maybe a longer outer coat and then a shorter inner coat for insulation. So that could be like a explanation for the different lines here. I feel like at the whiteout stage, I'm going to take away some of these lines because the pelts are white. I feel like a lot of these interior lines would sort of disappear. But right now, I kind of prefer to do like a little extra and then pull it back rather than not doing enough. And I do like this texture a lot more than what I had started with. So let's see. Does she have a little belt? No, it's just it does gather a little bit at her like mid waist and then go back out. And then just make that cloth line kind of angular. And I said I was going to do wolf, so let's draw wolf. Oh, I think I missed Prince Knight. I haven't kept up with all the MDF streams. Wait, great looking wolf. Okay, so wait, there's a fascinating chat about how assless chaps is it an oxymoron or just redundant? Because I feel like ass having chaps would be an oxymoron because it would be contradictory, like a minivan. Like vans are big, mini means small. Okay, we can let it go. We don't have to have a grammar battle. That's not what we're here for. And I'm going to do some of these same lines on the wolf cub. Let's see, so this, wait, I didn't do the back of this arm. So then this ear, going to be kind of the same curve, but kind of lead behind that hand. Then it can go up here. Okay. I feel like I might have this cheek floof too low. Let me just give myself a shape that I want to follow. Tautology? Like I'm trying to make a canine cheek texture that you would just want to rest your head into. I think San does that in this scene when she kind of like says she doesn't know what to do. She just like sinks her face into the side of Moro. What do their mouths do? It's a little further back than their eye socket. And then maybe some little muzzle dots here, like where the whiskers would come out. And the eyes are on the front, so I think we won't see the other side. I think I'm going to make just a little hint of a snarl, because he's kind of anticipating the rough time they have ahead. So I'm just going to like tighten a little bit on top of the nose. Let's see. I can make this line like a lot heavier because I think their gums show up as black. That. All right. I'm not displeased with how my first wolf of ever is going. All right. Oh, thanks for that, Awoo, the hospital. It kind of brings me back to like one of the best shows I ever went to, which was a little like theatrical performance by the artist Edie Fake, who I think when I met him was mostly doing performance pieces, but I think these days primarily works as a painter. I mean, if he's out there performing right now, I take it back. But some of the shows that I saw him do are just like legendary. And people here in town and I will just like say phrases from it back to each other, like even all these years later. And in this performance, Edie Fake came out of a coffin in a matador costume, dressed as and doing like a Bela Lugosi Dracula accent. I can't really attempt the accent since I'm not Hungarian myself, and I don't want to be rude. But the point that I was trying to get to is that to simulate the creatures of the night that would accompany that vampire during the performance, I think Edie would make hands like this and then go, oh, oh, and just like have. I don't want to appropriate Dracula culture. I mean, spooky season's been over for a month, hasn't it? But like, just did these like really endearing and beautiful wolf howls, like oh, oh, and like was able to do like multi-part wolf harmony with his one beautiful voice. Okay, let's see. So now that this wolf head is here, I can finish San. And I think we're doing all right. We've got like an hour 15 until showtime. And the best joke of the night was Edie introduced himself as the Count from Transylvania and then said, Sylvania, means woods. When I find out what trans means, I'll let you know. And it was just so charming. I feel like I almost want to put this whole skirt in black. So I can just do this, the rest of this leg. So, and then I think where the knee would be, I'm going to draw some wolf fluff because she'd be like kind of gripping her legs together to stay on. So like the knee would be like lost a little bit in the fur. And then let me think. The bottom of the leg comes through here and then bring that out. Great. Does this leg make sense? She's this tall. Leg is there. Yeah, that's fine. For some reason, I was like second guessing my proportions, but we're okay. I'm going to draw this her foot like a little smaller than what I had in pencil. It's basically like all I do is like draw a big toe and then kind of just make the other four toes one thing, like that. Okay. So I've got like a pretty good sense of what wolf fur is like, so I'm just going to draw some more of this floof down here. Thanks for clipping that. Because I feel like when I'm talking on stream that, excuse me, what I'm saying is just like going out into the stream world and just evaporating into the ether. But clips are forever. I mean, I also upload every stream to YouTube afterwards to stay there, so what am I even talking about? Okay, let's draw this wolf, which is going to be significantly goofier, but I've got a good sense of what they look like from this guy. I think while I'm down here, I'm going to use the brush to make... I don't know how much time you have spent with dog noses, but they have a wonderful pebbly texture. So I'm just going to do like little dabs on here to just get that in. Okay. And my approach is always to draw like all the same versions of a thing in a picture. So right now I'm kind of in nose mode, so I'm just addressing this other nose while I can. Maybe I'll even, you know, I should break the seal on Moro, just so I'm not afraid to ink that character. All right, so it's really satisfying to do this like dark black sort of like lip and gum area that these dogs have. Or wolves, sorry. Yeah, wolf and dog, biologically distinct. I shouldn't freely uh, say one or the other as if there was no difference. Like, my main understanding that the difference is that, like, wolves are strict carnivores, but a dog will eat anything, that they're omnivoric. Oh, thanks for checking, Johnson. I don't want to spread misinformation about dog noses. Oh, have I been totally doing that off camera? I gotta remember to stay kind of in this region on my desk. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of tough that like a dog will eat anything because they are often an animal with no sense. But it seems like they're able to trigger like barfing pretty easily so that they can eat whatever, but also have do-overs, take-backs. Oh, Jesse McManus has entered the chat. Nice to see you. I think it's been a long time since back in Cartoon House days. Need a little more ink on my brush. Okay. So I didn't do like a lot of research about wolf teeth structure. Like I assume I just kind of transpose this from human teeth. Like these are the canines. I mean, I guess on a wolf they're all canines, aren't they? Har har. But then like I put four teeth in the middle here, which I think is what we have. I remember going to the dentist as a kind of gloomy, kind of goth-ish teen. Um, I don't know if my soul was dark enough to claim full goth, but the dentist I was at was, we were debating braces or not. And he said, because you might want braces because, your canines are protruding a little bit. And as like a spooky teenager, I was like, oh my God, don't stop the music. Please go on about those protruding canines. Like, it's coming true. My dream of immortality. So I did, viewer. I declined to have that corrected. Oh, Jesse, you've been lurking and drawing for the whole stream. I'm glad to know that you're there. Yeah, Jesse is a really wonderful cartoonist. Um, I met like, I don't know, 10 years ago at least. Um, if anyone wants to look up Jesse's work, they will not be disappointed. Yeah, Jesse, do you have any sort of account that you'd like to share? Or it's also very cool if not, uh, if you don't feel like it's the time for that. Oh my god, this tongue. I have like a little bit of slobber coming out of here. Okay. While I'm kind of in the business of drawing uh, wolf teeth, yeah, if you have your phones out, you can go take a look at What a Mook. Let me see. I want to make sure that I get Moro's eye just right. Okay. And trying I'm not trying to block the drawing with my hand. It does take some practice to like figure out how to draw on stream and have it come across, but I think I've been on enough lately that I'm getting a better hang on it. I think the way this is set up will get across because Moro is both like much larger than these two, but it's also like furthest back in the composition. I think that'll really impart upon the viewer that they are indeed a much larger wolf. Because if they were larger and closer, you'd just be like, oh, they're closer. But if they're farther and larger, man, you really know that thing is large. Wow. Okay. Pretty tough to ink a circle, but I'm doing my best. I guess not just a circle here. I'll have to do like a concentric guy here. We're getting like a little oddly shaped. Okay, let's see. Fill in pupil here and just like add like a little bit of iris texture. Oh, I heard that my watch beep for 7. So we're like in the 1 hour countdown to the world premiere of. Let me just put this poster up. Princess Mononoke, a fan dub. We're all very excited, and I think everyone here already knows about it. But I just want to hype this up. In an hour from now, please stick around, and we can raid together over to Spider Babby as soon as she goes live. Okay, let me just drop this poster and get back to drawing. Let's see. I'm just opening up a tab of Mickey's channel just to know right when she shows up. And I should get a notification. Let me see. Okay. So Just draw. I feel like I can do a few lines up here because I can show Moro's kind of furrowed brow. Because there's definitely like a lot to be brow furrowed about happening in Irontown. Let me see. Bring that down. This is going to be a fun part. I'll get to draw basically another gum line like this. But on Moro, it's just like even more. Nice. Okay. Let's start adding in the top fangs. I feel like this is definitely dry enough where I could reveal a little bit of what San's face is going to look like without smearing anything. Yeah, let me just clear up some of this figure. Okay. Hey, Sparkle. I respect your lurk. Thanks for being here. I assume that after we watch this fan dub together, that Mononoke Hime, a fan dub, will immediately becomes everyone's favorite Ghibli. But I do want to take a little poll in advance to see where people stand before. So I'm just going to open up my little poll tab. Finish poll. New poll. And this new poll is Best Ghibli. We've got Princess Mononoke. We've got Totoro. Nausicaa with 2 A's. What else? Spirited Away. And we get one last entry. Away. And let's put in Hell. This will be 2-minute poll. Start the poll. So if you can find this at the top of your chat, and everybody can vote more than once. You can use your channel points to stuff the ballot box. Oh, I should have put in Kiki. You only get 5 options, so I just did the first 5 that were off the top of my head, even though some of my favorites like Porco Rosso and Pompoko aren't on this. Yeah, if you have a write-in ballot, that could go into the chat. Looks like Nausicaa's taking the lead. Where is the bottom of this mouth? That might be too heavy. Okay, Nausicaa's still leading. With the rest of the vote is pretty even. I'm a little worried that this might get too confusing back here, but I think it'll work all right. So this is the underside of Moro's jaw. Okay, there's about, I don't know, 30 seconds left in the poll. Still time to get your vote in. I think I'm so pleased after it was malfunctioning yesterday. I'm just going a little crazy with the polling. Okay. And then it looks like we have a tie for Princess Mononoke and Nausicaa. I think we should be nice to Sophia and not suggest a Nausicaa fan dub just yet. I feel like our executive producer deserves a very long and restful break. And this is Moro's tongue, kind of like rippling back here. I'm worried that I made too many. Worried that I have too much going on back here, that this crystal dagger is gonna get lost in all this like wolf fur and teeth, so I'm gonna see what to address. Oh, Brad Junswick has entered the chat. I think this would be a great time to play my new sound alert. You'll hear that maybe about an hour into the film, as Ashitaka. Oh, I should have put Ponyo in the poll. There's just too many good Ghibli films and too few poll options. Yeah, to do that line, I was sitting at my desk and I did like a half dozen takes and none of them sounded like anything. Like if you said, "Who goes there?" in the way that I was doing it, whoever it was would continue to go there. They would just go there, whomsoever they were. But eventually I figured it out. That was me. That was my. It's pretty different than my normal speaking voice. Like I'm trying to not do like a broadcasting school announcer kind of voice on this stream. I'm just talking the way I normally do. But yeah, I tried to like really find my inner samurai for that one. But I kind of just had to picture. There's this park that Kate and I like to go to, called Chase Farm Park, and I was just like picturing like shouting to someone like way up at the crest of the hill, and like how I would have to use my voice differently. And so finally, I was able to like project in the right way, not like I was talking to someone across the table. Oh, thank you, Gal. I'm really excited to hear Ox Chief. Let me just add some nose pebbling to Moro here. And then I feel like a lot of the major parts of this picture are complete, which is kind of what I try to do. Like get in all the key stuff, and then with the time I have left, just like add more trees, add more kodama, add more floof. I wonder if I can figure out a way to darken behind here to really make this dagger stand out, but there's not. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. But right now, I can treat myself to drawing some more kodama. I'm gonna bring the camera out because we're a little too close. It was nice for doing detailed stuff, but kodama can be like a little less careful. Okay, back to. That was 250 before, we're at 100 right now. Okay, so yeah. I can exhale a little bit, like. So I can feel myself just like tightening up when I need to do the really delicate parts of the drawing. But now that I have successfully like passed through those, I can just have fun with adding kodama. I do definitely need to not get too boastful and just get caught up in drawing these cute little guys that I forget to put in any sort of like forest or leaf that needs to be here. So why don't I feel like I could put a bunch of trees up here. Let me see. How am I going to do this? First tree is tough until I really get the hang of it, and then they sort of start flowing out more easily. Have some branches coming off. What does a tree look like? Have I ever seen one? Okay. I'm drawing this bark sort of like twisting around the branch. And I feel like, let me just check what the trees look like. I'm always going back to this reference, so I don't want to depart too much. Like, this is my own drawing. Draw any leaf, but I would like to be a little bit consistent. I'm going to see what's happening with the trees they have. Oh, I see. It makes sense. I figured it out. Like, they're kind of doing it. The trees will have like a dark shadow on one side. I think it makes sense, kind of story-wise or geographically, that they're kind of at the edge of the deep forest, and they're like about to rush out into the open. So this light that's coming in is from where they're about to go. It also means that I could like add in a lot of heavier lines, which I hope will be like visually pleasing. Like the more different kinds of lines on the image, I think like the same kind of brushstroke would get too monotonous. There we go. And then I need to like add leaves on here, and a lot of these I can just, I don't need to draw the outline of the leaf. I'll just do that as like one brushstroke and just like go wide and thin again. Okay. All right, I feel like this was like a pretty good like swatch, like kind of a test for what the trees are going to look like. And I shouldn't overwork just like one corner of the drawing. I need to like start doing this sort of business like all over the image. So let's bring those up here. And this is the shadowed side of the tree. How do I find my own unique style? Asks Galuigi. And that's kind of like a career-long question. I feel like the answer is like if you have like just one favorite artist that you like to copy from, your drawings will kind of look like a copy of that artist, but a lesser version, because you could never really duplicate what somebody does. But if you start drawing from more and more places, I think that you'll naturally just sort of start intermingling all those different influences you have. So like finding my own style, I think I'm not trying to consciously draw in any style. I'm just trying to draw the best I can in a way that I think looks good. And I could leave it to uh, Bill Cardelopoulos or other critics to decide what my style is, if they want to talk about it. So long story short, Gal, I think if you're looking for advice, I advise try not to get too hung up on it and just draw the best that you can. And copying is great. Um, like that's how I learned. Like that's what all this stuff behind me is for. Like I spend hours and hours just copying out of these, and then it all kind of mixes together and comes back out, on this page. I feel like I want to go pretty dark on this part of the drawing, and that should help Moro's like white fur stand out more. Also, he's Kodama. Like we've got about 42 minutes left, and I've got to get a lot of ink down here. I might trade up for a larger brush. Well, thank you for saying that, Jesse, because I have like a shoebox with all those mini comics in them, and sometimes I get them out and I'm like, who drew these? Do I even understand like these comics I drew 10 years ago? Like I don't think I could make that same stuff today if I tried. Like I look at those old comics, Jesse, and I feel like I see a lot of fervor in them, and I'm just like in a different place now. Or like into different stuff, so naturally I'm going to be drawing different stuff. And it's fine, like I couldn't have drawn this 10 years ago. Like I'm trying to make the best drawing that I can in the time, and different times have different results. So I'm just doing a bunch of like practice leaves on here, and I should be doing those on the paper. So yeah, I feel like I see that though, Jesse. Like sometimes people will pick a style at age 20 and then just lock into drawing that way forever, and I don't understand it. Take a little sip here. All right, I really just need to like get in here and draw some tree trunks. Draw a little Kodama. Man, did you see me kind of draw this tree trunk and get up to this foot and then stop because I was like, oh man, I feel like I did a pretty good job on that foot. I don't want to cover it up with a dark branch. Maybe I should just put it right over there? No, let's move it. Like, I try not to be precious, but I also don't need to be needlessly destructive. Man, I've got so many leaves to draw, and if I take like several seconds on each one, I mean, like, do the math. I'm going to miss out on the fan dub. Let me just get these in here. Some more trees. And then get the brush like pretty loaded, and I can just like put in tons of leaves. The nice thing about this bigger brush is that it also holds more ink, so I can just put in leaves continually. I feel like if I'm just like filling every empty space with these, it's going to get sort of like a horror vacua kind of look. But I feel like it'll be nice. Like since the wolves are white of fur, I think having like a very patterned dark background is going to help bring these guys forward, and like having it be sort of this irregular leaf pattern will sort of like activate the space, so it's not like a dead part of the picture, but it will recede since it's kind of a bunch of similar shapes. I don't know. I'm just trying to like think about what the experience of looking at this image is going to be like. I think I can put. Let me think. Moro's head is here. So all this can be like branches and leaves. And then I think I will, if I can get like this passage dark enough, I think it will kind of highlight this crystal dagger. I'm not sure. I think I have to find out by doing my idea. What I should do is like erase some of this graphite, since I don't really need any more of these guidelines. Yeah, I don't see a lot of. Well, there's like a little wet ink. Let me just dab that with a tissue. Okay, I do want to erase this guy. I'm going to temporarily mute the mic. So talk amongst yourselves. And here goes the mute. All right, I think voice is back. Let me turn off that little notification. All right. So now, if you're here for the first hour of the stream, there's always like a mighty struggle to like figure out where things go, and all of that is being taken away right now. It does just take like a lot of elbow grease to get all this graphite off, since I usually make it pretty dark. All right, that's probably as much as is going to come off. So I see 7:30 on the clock, which means we're in the last half-hour countdown to Mononoke, a fan dub. Does anyone have like a particular scene that they're looking forward to? I mean, it could be the scene that you yourself recorded, but I know I'm definitely looking forward to any of the scenes with Okoto. Like, just from the trailer, I thought Becca T's voice was incredible. Okay, so I've got like 29 minutes to draw as many leaves and kodama as I can. I'm really curious about hearing all the like the ape tribe. Because I don't know, did they appear at all in the trailer? Because I remember in the original dub, they're like super scary. I assume that they're also scary in this one. I'm going to just wrap some lines around the trunks of these trees. Now, which is trunk and which is negative space? I think that's tree. That's tree. Oh yeah, Brad Junswick, weren't you like the chief, like ape in charge of recording the ape tribe? I look forward to hearing the results. Oh, that's like a killer team. Oh, yeah. Oh, Yoski is in the chat. I very much am looking forward to hearing one Gwendo as the part of the rice vendor in town. She's the person who doesn't understand what gold is yet, but I am always like very impressed by Gwendo's efforts. I'm a little curious to find out how many Hanks are in this dub. I'm just going to type a little Hank in the chat. Because there was that one legendary sound effect in the Akira dub for the button press. I think this is coming together. Like the foliage is having the effect that I want it to. Like it's kind of like darkening up like this receding part back here. Just need to like really get these leaves going. Let's see, more tree trunk back here. My brush is like a little too watery. Let me just get a little new dip in there. It's okay if like it gets a little confused, like what is trunk and what is negative space here. Just because like looking at a forest canopy, there's like not always time to parse what everything is. It's just sort of like light filtering through at you. So that'll work in my favor if I want this to be a little indistinct. Now I was going to darken in this like skirt that she has, but now I'm kind of thinking I would want to leave this open so it wouldn't get lost with this background tone. Let me see if I'm just periodically checking the Discord artwork tab to see if anyone has turned in their own fan art. I think this was in the chat like a minute ago. If you're working on a little piece, we're all very eager to see it. Oh, D. Rogers has returned? Yeah, I feel like a lot has changed since you took off. I'm not sure what the timestamp was when you said you were going, but I feel like the Mononoke Drawing Week has really crescendoed. I had a tough time getting that word out. I don't know how many people here have been here for how many of the Mononoke Week drawings, but I kind of want to review them because it was a big push for me. I'm not used to streaming as often as this. And if you've seen these before, please bear with me. We started out with Gonza, who is voiced by whom? I should have the spreadsheet open so I can just shout everybody out. Oh no. Okay. Google Sheets. And I'm going to click on the Major Characters tab. So Gonza, voiced by Nicholas McGraw. So that's, I think, the fiance of Gwendo. Gwendo's husbando. Oh, thank you, Gal. Second, we did Jiko the Monk. And anybody in chat? Oh, that's GB Pookie, who I think voiced the Colonel in the Akira dub. I think this Monday. Wait, let me find the right one. We did Kaya and Amishi Girls, and Kaya was voiced by our own Donna Hung, who I think later found out about the special meaning behind the crystal dagger, like that she's bearing Ashitaka's child, and gave him this knife because she wouldn't be able to have their wedding. And who voices Nago? Under minor characters? Well, I don't want to get too lost in the spreadsheet. Oh wait, here's Nago. Nago's voiced by Bob, so looking forward to that. Like, it's only 2 lines, but they're maybe 2 of the biggest lines in the movie. Ashitaka, voiced by the one, the only cool dog Mikizakili. I don't think Yakul has any lines, but we'll see. And then yesterday, we did Aboshi, voiced by Baru. And I don't think the Shishigami has any lines. And all these little Kodama, I think, are voiced by Gwendo. And that brings us back to here with, I think this is Chris Mukai. Oh, Yakul has noises. Good. And I think, chat, can you help me with the wolf voices? So Wolf Cub 1 and 2, there's Lyle and Rory. And then Moro is Dro. Oh, Dro, who's here in chat? Yeah. How do you feel that this Moro came out? I'm not sure about this nose. I may need to work on that a little bit. In fact, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I should maybe, there should be less nose overall. I'm going to even do that right now. I feel like I tried to squeeze this into the frame too much, so let's just eliminate some nose. That is better. Okay. And I saw, Gal, I did not miss in chat that you have submitted your art. Oh, this is wonderful. So there's 2 pieces. I'm going to call up my window capture. Let's see. Window capture, make sure I'm pointing at the right thing because I don't want to reveal anything unseemly. So where is... Okay, let me see. Let me just click on this, and I'll hit Open Original. And then go back here. I just have to click so many times. Okay, and we're going to click on... Not that, not that, not that. This is going to be embarrassing if I built this up so much and then I can't figure out how to display these. That would be a pretty mean trick. Not that. Not that. Oh, yes, I found it. I just needed to locate the word Discord. So we're ready. So everyone, drum roll, please, for the labor of Galuigi drawing Ox Chief. Wonderful job, Gal. There's definitely a lot of personality in that gaze. It's really strong how it kind of meets us directly. Good texture on that straw mat. Um, Good attention to detail with those fine chest hairs. Getting like a lot of expression with very few lines. Like I always appreciate like an economy in drawing where you've got that like line between the brows. And then this is also wonderful. This is a like cosplay poster by Galuigi. And could you identify this fine beast behind you? Who is this dog? Well, I feel like, Gal, there's some ambiguity in the word fine, so I could be talking about either. Oh, so there's Ralph and Gal collabing on this. He is a stinker. I guess like stinker could be he smells bad or behaves bad, similar to fine. So that's wonderful. I'm just going to put a little heart on there. Okay, so let me get back to stream because I've got 17 minutes and I could do like a little more drawing here. So let me put this away. I'm going to try to just do as many of these as I can. I feel like if I get enough of this, I can get this dark enough, so my reward will be adding some more Kodama. Oh, thanks for the, how did D. Rogers put it? Like ink encouragement? Ink encouragement? That's kind of hard for me to say. Maybe I'll leave like a little space down here for me to sign. So I'll just, as much as I enjoy drawing these leaves, I'll just have to hold myself back from this little space. I'm glad to see some people cashing in their channel points. Those are new as of this week. I think there was like a raid that Gal did that really kind of just got me over the hump of like my first 50 follows. Yeah, I got some wolf hair in front of this leg. Let's also just um, make sure to overlap some of this here. Yeah, let's just put a tree right in front of this wolf right here. It's possible I'll regret that, but I have to draw this in before I find out. I feel like it would make sense for him to be sort of hiding behind some leaves here. Leaf, 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 leaf. Oh yeah, are people getting their movie snacks together? I assume in the Mickey Michael Discord, people could post their stream snacks over in the food channel. Oh wait, um, so Zoetrope, I'm just catching up on the chat. Zoetrope is begging me to say hi to your dad, who is watching his first stream. So hello, Dad of Zoetrope. Thanks for watching. We're just doing a little live drawing. Like we started out at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, about 2 hours and 48 minutes ago, with a blank sheet of paper. And so the story of the stream was just like the struggle of trying to make a halfway decent image. And right now, like I think I really got into this last stream talking about like the narrative arc of how these drawings go. And right now we're definitely in the denouement. I'm gonna add like a little tongue texture. Like it's sort of like the part in the movie where they do the like where are they now for like all the different characters. I feel like I'm totally missing some lines here. And add some more like wolf fur. Oh, Booby Puppy, thank you for saying a nice thing about this drawing. Oh, I need to. Let me think. This part is still Sans like fur coat, but this region. See, her arm is here. I feel like this is stuff that I could potentially miss. This is all leaf. I'm gonna squeeze one in. A couple. Let's fit a couple Kodama like right in here. Oh, we've got like a 10-minute countdown until we go over for the fan dub. Like, I'm just like trembling with excitement. Okay, got two little Kodama in there. I feel like, let me just put in a bunch of leaf. Like, even though I put in leaf here, I have like a secret weapon where I can add in some more Kodama back. Oh my god, Jesse, that is so thematically perfect. Is there someone nearby to pre-chew the jerky for you and then feed it like mouth to mouth? Yeah, see, Gal, we're on the same wavelength. Oh, I totally ignored my own plan and just drew leaves in this area where my sig was going to go. So let's just clear that up. And I'm going to try to do a couple Kodama like light into dark. Be like a little Kodama here. A little Kodama thing right here. I really want to. I was worried about Moro's mouth being like too distracting. So I think I'm just going to create like a buffer between any part of the necklace drawing. So I can just like, I'm kind of just following this around and making like a little halo around it. And add like a little bit of a bleen. Just kind of like dragging some lines towards the center of the necklace. Oh, I like to have a bleen in every drawing. For regular viewers of the stream or regular anime watchers, you may recognize a bleen as the sound effect of a shiny object appearing. Yeah, I really feel like Mononoke Week kind of was a just ever onward and upward with the arts. Like, did each one get better? I don't know. Hard to say. I feel like they had a different. It's hard for me to evaluate my own work, but ooh, I think I had like a little structural error here. This is leg, and I had skirt going right through there. To like work on this nose a little bit. Let me just like draw in a little more of this kodama. I'm just gonna put like a bunch of these little guys in. So I'm putting in like these mushroom shapes with the white out, and then I can just draw little faces on each one. Now, did I just play myself by making huge pools of whiteout that won't be dry in the next 4 minutes? We'll see. I know, it's like the final countdown to the fan dub. I feel like, when did Sophia first announce it? I feel like has it been a whole year? Not a whole year, but like when was sign up day even? Like when did you all get your assignments? It's gonna have to be yeah, I think at least 6 months. Okay. I'm just gonna mute the mic for a second. Okay. I feel like the other day I kept muting it to like take bites, and I kept leaving it muted, but I've gotten better about turning that back on. So let me just, man, 3 minutes to go. Enough time to draw some Kodama eyes. If anybody gets a notification that Mickey's on, please let us know in the chat, and we'll just hop right over there. Because I might have my head down at the critical moment. Like a little mouth. eyes. That outline there. Okay, so I see like 2 minutes to 8, so I feel like everyone is tasked with being on Mickey Watch. A very strange looking Kodama, and I just put my hand in that whiteout. Okay, I feel like that's enough drawing. I'm gonna sign this guy, and then maybe just have like a little chatting time, and then we'll hop over there. So I need to find my... Oh, Mickey's live. Okay, let me just sign this really quickly. Thank you everybody for being here. James Quo 2021. It is time to raid. Let's just hit that raid button. Okay. Counting down in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. Please follow. See you in the future. Bye bye. Raid now.